What's up, guys? Today we're going to be checking out Stash and Robinhood for 2019. Both of these apps are pretty popular. Robinhood is more for buying and trading, while Stash is more for learning and just getting your foot in the door. I'm going to be breaking it down and I'll let you know what I think. Here we are on the home screens, and with the latest updates, both of these apps look fantastic. By now, they run very smoothly, and I've had very few issues with either of them. Robinhood keeps the same upfront, minimalistic design and gives the user a lot of information about how stocks are moving. The home screen is very involved in the progress of your portfolio, and I really appreciate being able to see how my stocks are doing real time. Robinhood gives us a lot of information about how individual stocks are performing, and we can choose to see the numbers in whatever way we want: price, percentage, whatever. Stash also looks wonderful, but it gives a lot less information about how your stocks are doing over time. We get the current balance of our portfolio, which, to be fair, is probably the most important, and the overall return, but we don't see the daily movement of any of our stocks. Also, if you have a debit account set up, you can access that through the home screen, but other than that, we mostly get ads for 401ks, insurance, or whatever Stash is promoting. There are also suggestions of things we might like to invest in and some tiles for learning at the bottom, which can be helpful. Looking at these two home screens, you can tell that Robinhood is set up for people who want to follow the day-to-day performance of their portfolio, while Stash is set up to help give people more of a long-term mindset, which is probably why we don't see a lot of numbers on the day-to-day performance from Stash, and why Robinhood sends out alerts if individual stocks move more than 5%. So what happens if we try to check out some stock? The best thing about Stash is that it offers partial shares. So you can put that Benjamin in Amazon even if you don't have $1,700. When we click on a stock to check it out, Stash shows us a brief overview of the stock, how much we own, and our return. And we can see some other charts. But the most in-depth we can go is to 1 year, which is clearly not very in-depth. Again, Stash wants users to have a long-term perspective. So let's make a purchase. We'll do $10, and Stash defaults to auto stash, but we'll do just a one-time purchase. And there it goes. It'll buy it in the morning, and we get a little congratulations. When we check out a stock on Robinhood, we get a very different experience. We have these cool charts with the candlestick setup, which Robinhood gives you an explanation on in the settings, and below it shows us a ton of info on the stock's performance. And if we keep scrolling, we see news, ratings to buy or sell, previous earnings and projections, and some other stuff like the volatility. You can tell there's just a lot of information here. Okay, let's hit trade. And here is the big difference. We can do a lot of different trades on Robinhood. So let's buy for now. We can only buy full shares, but we have a lot of options for buying. We can do market, limit, stop loss, stop limit. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys want to see me go more in depth on any of these in a future video. But we can also go back and we can trade some options. We can do calls, puts, straddles, or iron condors. So let's check out a call. It gives us some suggested here, but we can also check out other offers if we don't like these, and there are a ton of them. But for right now, we'll just look at the medium term, medium risk. And here it gives us this cool chart which shows how high the stock has to rise for us to start making money at the break-even point. And there's a lot that goes into options trading, so make sure you do your homework before you get too involved. There may be better platforms for options trading, but Robinhood is a very good way to get started. Now, if we swipe over, we can see some market news, and one more swipe gets us to our settings. And that's about it for Robinhood. We also have the option to buy on margin with Robinhood Gold, and again, that's just another more in-depth trading tool, but that's about it. Robinhood does say that they'll be doing cash management also in the future, but Stash is currently ahead of them on that. When we swipe over on Stash, we get some options to research different stocks. This is the power of Stash. It makes it easy to diversify and choose good ETFs or stocks of diverse groups of goods, which are great because it makes diversification simple. And they make sifting through tickers a breeze, which makes investing in what you're passionate about very easy. They also have individual companies, and for 2019, the list of individual stocks has grown considerably. They don't have everything, but there are a lot of individual stocks. And lastly, Stash offers education. It does a very good job at breaking things down into simple terms, and is really pretty useful, I found. They emphasize good investing practices like dollar cost averaging and keeping your cool in volatile markets and similar things. Okay, so the last thing that we need to talk about are the fees and the referral bonuses. Robinhood is definitely better on the fees. It's completely free, while Stash does charge $1 a month up until you have $5,000, and then it charges 0.25%, which is pretty competitive, but not free like Robinhood. And then with the referral bonuses, Stash gives you $5 when you join and $5 for every friend that you refer who joins. Robinhood gives you a free stock when you join, which is generally worth around $5, and another one for all of the people that you refer. But Robinhood does have the chance of you getting a stock that's similar to Apple or Berkshire Hathaway, which are worth around $200, which is a pretty big incentive. And all in all, just to sum them up, I would say that Robinhood is more for people who are very involved in trades and want to do some of the more advanced trading techniques, while Stash is better for people who have just a little bit of money and are trying to get their foot in the door, are trying to understand the market and learn how to diversify their portfolio. My personal recommendation is to use both of them. Get Stash, get familiar with the market, figure out what ETFs, what different stocks you want to invest in, find the ticker on Stash, and then buy the stock that you want on Robinhood to avoid the fees if you can afford it. It is really nice to be able to use the partial shares on Stash until you get to that point. So yeah, that's my review. I hope you guys have all loved this video. Please let me know what you guys would like to learn about in the future. Leave your comments down below, and happy investing.